Mike's Daily Podcast.
Anyway, episode 1723. I had a lovely picture with Basil the Boxer yesterday where I was using him as a pillow, and we called the last show Pillow. And some of you listened to it, and I thank you very much. I tip my hat to you. If my hat had a brim, I'm not a brim guy. Fill it to the rim with Brim.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That was a coffee. Did you drink that coffee? No, because it was deliciously horrible is what it was. So
Mike's Daily Podcast.
This show is brimming with interesting facts like that. I hope you enjoy, and I know you think of me as a nice boy, and I am kinda nice. And sometimes my advice to you is helpful, and you take it and you go, what the hell?
And now we return you to our regularly scheduled program with Mike Matthews.
I think that was a song. I'm not sure.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hey, for all you cable people that use cable to get your
Mike's
internet and whatnot,
Daily
your bill might be due today.
Podcast.
Just a little reminder, a helpful reminder.
Yeah!
If you need that reminder. So we got some people stopping by. You've got me, Mike Matthews, on a Friday. You've got Mike Matthews now on Twitch at twitch.tv/Mike Podcast. I'm never going to mention this again. Never going to mention Twitch again. That's okay. And I got some texts from people that listen to the show. Look who walked in.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, the staff supervisor. I feel so bad about the people with the hurricane.
Hurricanes suck. Oh. There you go. We just summed it all up, didn't we? Oh. I'm thinking, if you're bored, hop on a plane and help out the people. Just go to, look who else walked in. Go to Florida, Georgia, and mainly Florida, and start cutting down trees, because a lot of trees fell over, and it takes a big old chainsaw to do it, and a lot of work, and you're sweating. You don't need a gym membership. Gym memberships, that's such an idiotic concept. Everything about gym memberships sucks. Way more than hurricanes, and I'll tell you why. Because they do that stupid thing where you've locked in your auto pay and you can't get out of it unless you have a lawyer or something.
And here's today's podcast picture.
We literally, and I like the word literally, as we talked about earlier in the week, had to move to get out of a gym membership. My ex-wife, look, Basil, there he is. My pillow. God, what an annoying, that whole ad campaign. My Pillow. If you listen to any AM radio stations, you will hear a My Pillow ad and you will vomit. That's how it is, because it's so annoying. That much money being paid by a pillow maker? No thanks. You're probably overcharging for your stupid pillow. I have had the same pillow for what, like 10 years, 20 years maybe, I don't know. God, idiots. But Mike, my neck, it hurts all the time. I need a special pillow. It's made out of the butt hair of a yak standing on top of the Tibetan mountain of Guzman. And you can't tell me that is not the best pillow ever. Yeah, but is it a My Pillow? No. My point exactly. Stupid My Pillow. Not to mention, My Pillow advertises on conservative talk radio stations. And the people that end up doing the testimonials for the stupid My Pillows are so damn annoying. And make you go and get Egg McMuffins at 5 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Mike, you think you can go out and get me an Egg McMuffin? I'm not talking about any particular person that swallows their lip, but I might be. Hey, so we were talking... Oh, by the way, gym memberships. Yeah, to get out of the gym membership, we had to move. We moved from Alabama to California, and then we got out of the gym membership. I don't know what my ex-wife signed. She signed some crazy... Must have been in blood. But But did she ever use the gym membership? Once. I am so suspicious. Because they don't say, oh yeah, you can come whenever you want and pay this. They tell you they need you to get a membership, and then you can't get out of the membership. It's ridiculous. And be leery of any auto pay thing. So there's a guy that I do a show for, and he talks about that all the time on his like money saving show. And he was mentioning about, so he loves Waze. Waze is that app. I don't know if you use it. I don't like Waze because there's too much going on. And the last thing you need when you're driving is to be distracted by a damn app. Damn dirty app. And apps take up space on my phone, and I hate that. I want the basics, ma'am. And my Samsung phone came with the very impressive Google Maps. Now, Google owns Waze, and Google pulls from Waze things that are working on Waze. So, in the end, all you need is Google Maps, because it's being tested on Waze, and unless you like being a test rat, the mouse lab rat, and being tested on the guinea pig, you don't need Waze. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm not a reporter, but I play one on this podcast, and I would love to do some deep investigation and find out how many accidents have been caused by Waze. There must be some lawsuits out there about it. At any rate, Waze is doing something cool that I would like to see move to Google Maps, and that is you can say on it, hey, I'm going from Castro Valley to Fremont. Does anyone need a ride? And then your friends, if there's anybody, friend, like, well, in California, well, most of the country, everybody seems to have a car, except when you're in the big metropolitan cities. And then, oh, hey, a ride would work great. And then I don't have to pay however much it costs to ride Uber and Lyft, or try to catch that bus or that BART or whatever. And so what this host was, whose name is Rob, he said, I don't really want anyone riding in the car with me because they're probably going to bring their Cheetos, or they're going to be causing a mess. To which Kevin, who listens to this podcast, was listening to that radio show, and he said something like, oh, I want to be the weirdo in Rob's car and just watch him go crazy with all the things that I do. Eating Cheetos and getting orange powder all over the door. Maybe pick my nose a little bit or stick my key in my ear to clean it out. And just watch him lose his bleep, LOL. And then he said, oh, then I mentioned, how about we do a hashtag ride with Rob. And he wrote, dude, that's brilliant. You got to put that in your podcast, which I just did. By the way, today is Podcast Thursday for me. I'm expecting to hear a lot about Kavanaugh on your show. Yes, I know that's not how it's spelled, but I'm using speech to text. Yes, I knew a guy who spelt it with a C, Kavanaugh. That's why I say Jim Kavanaugh was his name. But it was Brett Kavanaugh. But yeah, So that's what Kevin was doing yesterday, supposedly. Which means he probably won't hear this podcast till next Thursday, because he only listens on Thursdays. And then I also heard from Sylvia, and it's been a long time. And she said, long time no talk. I'm still listening faithfully. Thank you, Sylvia. And sounds like everything's going well. Let's get together soon for a catch-up on life. Say hi to your LLF, my lovely lady friend. Isn't that nice? Sylvia is awesome, and she creates oils. No, I know that sounded like a weird sentence. A person creating oils. What are they exuding from their pores? The oils? No, she makes them from like lavender and such. She does it on her own. Because you can't trust the stuff you buy at CVS. Oh, what was the big news story about CVS? Did I write that down? Did I jot that down? Did I write that? No, I didn't. CVS is doing something with Amazon or whatever. There's all kinds of... Amazon's really interested in that world because we're always buying medicine and pharmaceutical crap, and Amazon wants to get into that. By the way, WeWork. I have no idea what WeWork is. Is that some kind of job platform? But there's somebody there, a woman is suing them because she said they have frat culture in WeWork. And I hate frat culture. I do. I did not join a fraternity when I went to college. I had friends that were in fraternities. I know someone today who is celebrating the 1-year anniversary of his wedding, of his marriage. Congratulations, wedding anniversary. I do not like fraternities. There's something about it. Just don't. And you know what? I like beer. To quote some guy whose last name rhymes with Mammonoff. And beer is delicious, I know.
Beer.
But frat people drink crappy beer. It's Natty Ice. It's Bud. And I don't like it. The one fraternity I went into had a stripper pole in it. That's all that needs to be said. There's just too much. And I'll tell you where this all comes from. Is from when I went to high school. The first year of high school for me, freshman year, I was at an all-boys school. And that was the worst school year of my life. It was terrible. Got threatened every day. There was just, boys, we stink. We really don't bathe very well when we're younger, particularly. And it just was not the best atmosphere at all. I did not like it. It was too competitive, too like there was. It was too much stress. The next year, it was a Catholic high school. The next year, they started involving the women, girls, and they only did it though for sophomore and freshman years. Can you imagine? All of a sudden, the atmosphere at the school, everybody mellowed out. I noticed it when I went back to school in sophomore year, and all of a sudden, there's all these girls everywhere, females everywhere, and it totally offset the male horrible ick culture. It was wonderful. It was like, okay, this is more real. This is more what the world is. And men and women and working together. And plus there were some cute girls, and I was, whoa. But yeah, that was Catholic high school. The first 2 years. And what they did was, I didn't stay at that Catholic high school. I left for my junior year. But the sophomore year, which I was, the women stayed in our class, and it moved up over the years. Does that make any sense? So by the time, if I would have stayed at that school, if I graduated in senior year, then that school became completely integrated, for lack of a better word. I guess it was integrated with the both of the genders in the binary gender world in which I lived in the 1980s. So, yeah, it was great. It was great for that school because suddenly it was an normal high school. It wasn't an all-boy school anymore. And I hated all-boy schools. I think I've made that point now. So my point is, though, I know it can be fun, a camping trip, bunch of guys getting together. All right, that's just a camping trip. But a whole school year. And for some guys, that was 4 years of that. Ugh. My point is, that was an amazing wedding I went to about a year ago. The wedding anniversary happening today for a wedding a year ago, which I will tell you, I was in such pain because it was a year ago that I hurt my foot really bad. And it happened because I was wearing crappy shoes and my foot just basically fell apart. And so I went and saw a foot doctor, and they put me in a boot. Well, I wore the boot, and I'm not just saying about like I'm trying to be Canadian or something.
Take off, you posers.
It was a boot. And then it was the day of the wedding, and I wanted to go. I wanted to not be wearing the boot. And it was in San Francisco, and I decided to take Bart. And I remember walking, and I thought, oh, the wedding is pretty close to Bart. I'll be able to walk it, and you'll be fine. Oh my gosh, the pain. I was in so much pain. And then the reception, I got a ride to the reception place, and then it said 3 blocks to BART from there. So I'm thinking I can do 3 blocks. I was in excruciating pain. Oh, and then I remember getting up at 4 in the morning the next day for my job, and I think I went to bed at midnight. It was not a good day. I don't even know if I did a podcast that day or not. I should look back and see if I did. So that was a beautiful wedding that was held at City Hall in San Francisco, and then the reception one was at this cool little place. I think it was a cheese school, place where they teach you how to make cheese, somewhere off the Mission in San Francisco. In fact, I wrote a year ago on Facebook, I'm going to a wedding today, a Thursday wedding. I don't think I've ever been to one of those. Should be a beautiful day in San Francisco. It was. Except for all the smoke in the air. That's right, we were having the fires last year, the Santa Rosa fires. Oh, and the Napa fires. Basil barks at the sea. Oh, yeah, there was a picture of Basil barking at what do you call it? Half Moon Bay. And that was a year ago. Wow. I think I called that episode Discombobulated. Because I think I was a little bit. Definitely was the next day. And, yeah. So, Halloween. I had a picture there of Basil the Boxer about 3 years ago. Well, heck. Is today going to have a picture of Basil the Boxer? I think today we'll give Basil a break. Although he's doing much better, thank you. He walked. He was having a nail issue. A nail broke. And on a dog, you know, when the quick gets broken, it bleeds all over the place, and it's pretty nasty. Plus, he was in pain with that, so we didn't walk for a couple of days, and it helped him out a whole bunch. I went to Jack London Square on Thursday. Should we do that picture? It's not the most exciting one. I want a really exciting picture for you. Exciting one with boats and the things that come out of the... Okay, we'll do that. The at walkers and the boats at Jack London Square in Oakland along the water. We'll do that. You can see that at mikesdailypodcast.com. And then I also wanted to mention, because I do a little bit of the production in the audio world, as we go outside of Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley, a little bit of audio there for you, a little bit of fancy schmancy production for you. And you can enjoy that, as I just played that for you. But somebody said to me, who's in radio...
Oh, Mike... You're such a creative soul.
All right. Radio can sometimes be a frat culture. I think I get really mad about it because when I lived in Alabama, I worked in a kind of a frat culture, and it was like a what do you call it? A big good old boys club. And it ultimately got me kicked out of radio, and I hated that. I hated the way it was all run. And it just, you know, have you heard of, what do you call it, brain, group brain, or what is it called, group think? And you get that group think going on, and people are just, they're stuck in a rut. It's what led to the Bay of Pigs, bad decision making, and it was all, you know, just bad. I hate that. I hate when that happens. I like a organization, a group of people where you're constantly, where there's no barriers, where you're not like the inner circle. There's got to be some austerity involved, is what I'm saying. So, but no, I don't know what I'm saying. Do you know who I don't know what the hell he's saying? Is this guy named Hugh Hewitt that I've mentioned before? And he's a conservative talk show host, and I guess he's also a lawyer. And he goes into this whole thing. He was playing a clip of John Dickerson, who's the very, very smart news anchor who is on CBS News on their national network. And he was interviewing Mitch McConnell and saying to him, you know, you blocked, some would say you've blocked the Merrick Garland, that there wasn't even a hearing for him for the Supreme Court position. And, some people would say you went beyond what you're allowed to do. And Mitch McConnell was, I think you got the wrong, I think you're wrong, John Dickerson. And the funny thing is, John Dickerson is a smart man, and he has done a podcast that I used to listen to called Whistle Stop, where he would talk about elections. He knows his politics, is what I'm saying. So to tell John Dickerson that he's wrong, I guess you got to be the leader of the Senate or something, but that's Mitch McConnell. I can do whatever I want. Swallow my lip. But that's neither here nor there anywhere. But it is the end of the show, and I probably won't do a Super Secret Sunday show. Did I forget something? I probably did. But we'll pick it up on somebody wanted me to do an air check for them. They should know how to do an air check. It's radio. In radio, what an air check is like a demo reel. Every time you talk on the radio, you put it all together, and then you send that to a radio station to say, this is how I sound. Can you give me a job, please? And this woman apparently doesn't know how to do that, even though she's been in radio. She once schooled me. She once said to me, well, Mike, that's just Radio 101. Kind of trying to make her point and yell at me, basically. Talk down to me. So she can go do her own stupid air check. Frick. Talking down to me. You should know how to do your own air check. If you're in radio, and if you've been in radio that long, you just know how to do it. Hell, to even get... How did she get in radio in the first place if she didn't know how to do an air check? Has she always gotten people to do it for her? And I say all this because it is the easiest thing to make an air check, even though I've been dragging my feet to make one for KFOG. I heard somebody that I work with said to me, yeah, I got to be on KFOG tonight. And I didn't check to see if he was, but that seemed a little odd. Like, what? Like you're complaining you're going to be on KFOG? That's an awesome... Well, it used to be an awesome station until they got the frat boy announcer dude to be the station voice. Whenever you hear... They call it a station voice. Whenever you hear what they call imaging. What they call imaging is that stuff that, you hear in between every station. Let's say you listen to a hip-hop station. You're listening to Hip Hop 101. It's not the DJ talking who's going, hey, we'll take a look at weather after this. It's like the voice. Hip Hop 101. So they got this frat boy on doing the whole imaging for KFOG right now, and it sounds terrible. It's horrible. I hate what they've done with KFOG. So my supposed acquaintance that supposedly knows how to supposedly be on KFOG and work on KFOG, good for him, because that's turned into total frat boy radio. Anyway, I need to make an air check so I can get a job there. Anyway, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the hopefully good times. Maybe you're going to fraternize with your friends and have some good time. Or maybe it'll be brimming with enjoyment. That's my way of summing up the show, and I didn't even say hi to you guys. Mike, that's really offensive that you didn't talk to us. Yes, Mike, weren't we on yesterday's show? That's right. Floyd the Floorman and John Deere the Engineer. You are right, and in fact, I may have messed all this up. You know what? Actually, Valentino and Bison Bentley were supposed to be. Thankfully, they've just driven up, and they will say hi real quick as they drive up.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Is it at the end of the show?
It's the end of the show. Next show, it'll be Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Probably no Super Secret Sunday show, but enjoy your weekend anyway. Thank you.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
But if you get offended, that's the way the cookie crumbles. No.